Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Spurs Up. As always, alongside Matt Bumbaca, I'm Jack Taylor.
Hello and welcome to Spurs Up. I'm Matt Bumbaca alongside Deric Rush, and we are joined by two-time national champion and current athletic director Ray Tanner. Ray, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys. It's great to visit with you today.
Now, Ray, I want to start where you got your coaching career started. I know that you did your playing days at NC State, and you stayed there, right?
I did. As soon as I finished my undergrad, I immediately started going to graduate school, and there was a graduate assistantship available that would pay for my master's if I would assist with the baseball program. I wasn't sure that I wanted to be a coach, but that's what I did as a graduate assistant. And then after finishing my master's, I continued to stay in the program as an assistant coach. And timing is everything in life. As a young coach, I was only 27 when I became a head coach at North Carolina State. So I got a head start on it. I'm not sure I did everything the right way at that age, but I was there for 9 years, and then I came to the University of South Carolina in 1996.
Well, you talk about playing at NC State. I believe you played shortstop, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
Let's just talk about some good memories that you had there, if any. You know, some funny stories, anything like that.
You're not going to Google this, are you?
Absolutely.
Because I'll tell you how great I was as a player. No, I got to play all 4 years. I was a starter, my entire career. So I learned probably as a junior that I'm not going to make a living playing baseball, that it was great to be able to play intercollegiate athletics, but I'm not going to make it to the next level. And so then I was a little bit more serious about the future professionally, what I was going to do. And it worked out that I ended up staying in college athletics after all. But there were some good memories, a lot of games where you would have some good games, get a couple of hits. But, there was... I wasn't a great player, I'll be honest with you, but I did get to play, so it was just a blessing to be able to play at the university level.
Absolutely. Well, let's kind of take it to the coaching aspect. You, I believe it was 16 seasons here as a coach, six College World Series appearances, and 2 back-to-back championships in 2010 and 2011. A pretty decorated career here at Carolina. What was the moment for you that you would say was kind of that instance where you said, this is what it's all about. This is why I decided to coach. This is why I love the game of baseball the way I do.
Well, I can tell you, I've always loved the game. I love practice. It's like, being in a laboratory outside all the time in the fall, and you don't win or lose. You're just practicing. You're just preparing and you're developing. But I love the competition. But the breakthrough, really, the most memorable part was back in 2002. We had a really great team, but we had missed going to the College World Series in 2000, 2001 by the same scores of 3-2. And then in 2002, here we were again in a Super Regional Championship. And it's like we had great teams, but we weren't breaking the ceiling. Right. And we rallied here on our campus playing the University of Miami to go to College World Series. And in the 9th inning, if you will. And then we went 3 straight years. And then, we had a reprieve there for a while, and then we went back for 3 more years. But it's been a blessing to be able to work at this university, coach for 16 years, and then get into administration, which honestly, when I started my graduate assistantship back in the day, I thought I would be an administrator. I wasn't sure I would be a coach. Right. But I ended up coaching a long time, 25 years total, and I love the University of South Carolina, and now I'm in my 22nd year, 16 as a coach, and now I'm in my 7th year as the director of athletics. And the confidence that the Board of Trustees has shown in me, and Dr. Pastides, when he hired me, it's been a blessing. But I'll tell you the catch, a little bit of a catch. When I was at North Carolina State, I met a young lady that was a graduate of the University of South Carolina, and she loved Columbia, and she wanted to get back here one day. And it's the odds of having an opportunity to coach. There's just one coaching job in baseball, and lo and behold, it did work out in 1996 when Mike McGee was the athletics director, and she was so excited about the opportunity to come back. We still live in the same house we moved into 22 years ago.
Now, what was the difference about the 2010 and 2011 teams? And for them to go back to back, you got to be a special coach and a special type of team. Absolutely. What was it like having that clubhouse and having those kids?
I'll tell you, the credit goes to the players and the coaches. You hear coaches talk about culture all the time, and CEOs talk about the culture of their businesses. And I had enough players returning in those years in 2010, 2011, and 2012. I didn't lose all my players. I'd lose a few, juniors and seniors, some draft guys, but I didn't get decimated. I had enough experience returning. It was almost like the expectations were established by them. And we just went out and did what we did every day. We didn't get ahead of ourselves. We didn't get upset over losses. We didn't celebrate too much after wins. It was just a process.
It was business.
And we had fun. But the deal was, get to the end of the year, make the postseason, and then we'll play our best baseball. It was them. It was the culture of those young men that I had the opportunity to coach, and they just had expectations that they weren't under pressure. It's like, hey, we're pretty good. People are coming after us. There's a reason they're shooting for us, because we're good. And we were able to win a lot of games, and I was just a cheerleader in the dugout.
So let's get more into the administrative aspect of your career. You're the athletic director here now. Let's talk about how the scope of college sports has changed since you've been in the sport and been fortunate enough to be in the field.
Well, it has evolved. It has changed a lot. I think on one hand, I'm very grateful for the evolution, the dedication, the commitment to women's athletics and men's athletics. The fact that it's important on college campuses across the country. You have presidents, you have board of trustees that engage in supporting young men and young women who play sports. I think it's important to your university. The resources, the facilities, everything is so much better than it was many, many years ago. The part that gives me a little bit of angst is sometimes we talk about the professionalism aspect that comes into college athletics. It's amateurism. College athletics is amateurism. Right. I don't like the mixed conversation. Should players get paid, and should we do more? There is a cost of attendance that's provided for student athletes today. And if you want to be a professional, I'm okay with that. Go the professional route, but I don't think it's the same. I think if you want to be in intercollegiate athletics, you're going to play a sport and pursue a degree. But let's don't cross over. And sometimes it's like, we need to do more. Trust me, being a student athlete today at a Power 5 institution especially, and even at the Division II level, it's special. You get opportunities. You're provided great nutritional value as an athlete. Your travel is good. You get to compete at a high level. And so I wish the professionalism part would be left alone a little bit.
I agree with you completely. Going back to baseball, and the current Gamecocks are facing Clemson this weekend. What do you think about this Gamecock team and the way Coach Kingston is doing?
Well, he's a great coach. He doesn't leave any stone unturned. He's a perfectionist. He analyzes. He'll be well prepared. His players will be well prepared. But it's a rivalry. I've been in these things a long time, and I go back to my first year here. As a coach, Clemson was really good, and I was in my first year. And my team was kind of in transition, and we played Clemson 4 times that year. We won twice, and they won twice. We really weren't nearly as good as they were. But it's rivalry. Yeah. Crazy things happen in rivalries. And that's the beauty of the series like this weekend. Up at Clemson tonight, in Greenville tomorrow for the neutral site game, and then back here at Founders Park on Sunday. As a player, as a coach, that's why you do it. That you want to be a part of those exciting games with a packed house.
That's right. Deric, so now we can't not ask this question with the new Kathy and Cindy Long building being opened, the football operations building. I know it's been a long process. I want to know how excited you are that it's finally done, and what are the great things that are going on in that building today?
Well, you mentioned, the facility is a $50 million facility. It's a lot of money, but we were somewhat inefficient at Williams-Brice Stadium, the way we were located with our student athletes. We had the weight room at one end, the coach's offices at the other end, the training room on one side. The efficiency and effectiveness for a student athlete wasn't very good. Now, with the Ken and Cindy Long Family Football Operations Center, it's like you can't believe. Coach Muschamp had his fingerprints on this building. From the time a student athlete walks in the building, the path that they take every day, it's no wasted time, with their nutritional areas, with the locker room, with the coach's offices, the fields are out back, the indoor football facility is next door. It makes a difference in recruiting. Coaches can talk about the commitment and dedication, right, but then you can show it. You don't have to talk about it. And our building is a difference maker, no question about it. There's probably maybe a half a dozen across the country, and we've taken a giant step in the commitment of our football program.
All right, well, that's all the time that we have on this episode of Spurs Up, but we are going to have another part coming up very soon. We'll see you back on Spurs Up.